What's up, guys? My name's Nick, and this is my talk, getting into Aurelia. So, I'm Nick. I'm a junior software engineer at BBD, currently working with the Innocence project, where we create insurance software, bespoke insurance software for insurance companies. And I'm also a game developer. More like, not professional, but freelance, and it's something I really enjoy. I've had games at Rage Expo, Comic-Con Africa, at Fugugay CMAs. Like it's one of my passions and something I really enjoy. And it's something that's always had like a big influence in my life. Like I actually studied game design at University of Witwatersrand, and it's something which I've always just been crazy about. So what are we talking about tonight? Aurelia. And my hatred of paperwork, some maths, Minecraft, pizza, and chess. Because why not? So there's this puzzle, white to win in 2 moves. This puzzle is going to be in the top left corner of the screen for the rest of my slideshow, and let's see if anyone can solve it by the end. Also, if you get really bored of hearing me speak, there's a puzzle. So come on, guys. So pizza. Or frameworks. So I always like to think of pizza as frameworks, or frameworks as pizza. Depends how you look at it. But what I mean by this is that there's lots of different pizza vendors, like Del Forno, Indicio's, Debonair's. If you feel like a solid cry in the shower, Roman's Pizza as well. But yeah, I know. But there's different pizza vendors, but at the same time, you're not going to get the same pizza from those vendors. Yeah?
Knight to e7.
Can we wait. Let's calm down. Let's let everyone else have a chance as well. So there's multiple vendors, but the thing though is if you have to order a pizza from a margarita from Del Forno and a margarita from Debonair's, they're the same pizza, like by definition, by ingredients, but they taste completely different. They're made differently. And it's similar to that with frameworks. Like you can produce 2 web applications that look exactly the same, but completely different underneath. So what is Aurelia? So Aurelia is a collection of modern JavaScript modules, which when used together function as a powerful platform for building browser, desktop, and mobile applications. It's all open source and built on open web standards. So let's unpack that a bit. So collection of modern JavaScript, so you can use all of its libraries and everything as this giant monolith of framework. This is what we're going to do. But you can also Frankenstein it together. So if you want to just like take certain components, if you just want to use the dependency injection or the binding, you can just use that. You don't have to be tied into every single feature of the framework. And also it's written in JavaScript and TypeScript. So you can plug it into any other JavaScript project and it'll work. So if you want to plug in Aurelia's, like let's say dependency injection into Node.js project, you can. Like it just plugs and plays. It's a powerful platform. It's separate. It's good, but it really shines when it's all together. So in our project, like we use pretty much most of it or all of it with it. Whether you're talking web or mobile desktop applications, it's just a really great tool. It's open source, so free, yeah. Source under MIT license, tutorials and documentations are under Creative Commons licenses, and contributor license agreements means that you have no fear of any like legal repercussions for using the product at all. And it's built on open web standards. So it's written in JavaScript, as previously mentioned. It uses the DOM standard. It doesn't use an abstraction over the DOM. So it doesn't implement its own custom HTML parser or adopt framework-specific JS extensions. It leverages the latest DOM APIs, so it tries to get bare metal performances be as efficient as possible. And yeah, I think that's like pretty much what Aurelia is. But why Aurelia? Okay, so all in one. You can do most things with it. It's got dependency injection, templating, routing, pub/sub, and no need to like stitch it together. It's there. Though, as I said earlier, you can literally pick and choose what you want. So if you're working on a project and you want some flexibility, it's really useful for that. There's lots of plugins. Like I think there's validation, model pop-ups, and then you can just, it's highly flexible. That's the one thing I like about the all-in-one. It's also highly performant. So in third-party benchmarks, I think it was DB Monster, it rendered faster than any other framework. Though I do have to point out that in that test case, there were a lot of big names, but Vue wasn't one of them. And in terms of performance, I think Vue's pretty like high up. It's got pretty good performance. It has batch rendering, and it uses an observable. Its observable object pool is that. It uses observable object pooling. There we go. So also like the binding, I actually really like the binding. I think the binding is pretty cool. So it's observable-based binding system. By default, it's unidirectional. It's efficient because of that batch DOM updates I was talking about. So what it does is whenever there's information traveling to or from the DOM, it does it in batches. So whenever you have an update or anything, it uses the microtask queue. So it batches all these things. Then what happens in the moment there's been an event, it then pushes that stuff together. So it's not constantly updating the DOM and all that kind of thing. And yeah, so that's kind of like what I see with Aurelia. So there is a bit more stuff I want to talk about, but it's kind of referencing and relating it more to me. And so this was me in my second year maths. So when I was studying game design, I was also doing engineering. And I remember my first day of maths in second year, walk in, sit down, lecturer walks in, and she slams her books on the table. And she says, look to your left, look to your right. One of you is going to fail. So I was sitting by myself, so I was slightly concerned. But she did say one thing. She's like, look, unless you follow these conventions, you do your TUTs every week, you work hard, and I'm sure you'll get through this. And there was another thing with that, which was if you failed or if you had to sup, you would have to kind of you'd have to register for the sup, which would mean you would have to do paperwork, stand in queues. And I really don't like paperwork or administration. Like I hate my bank, but I'm still with them because it just seems like I'd have to change my banking details with my work. I'd have to have an awkward conversation, which I just want to avoid. And so Aurelia is convention over configuration. So as long as you pass conventions, like doing your TUTs, working hard, and you can avoid things like having to wait in a queue, or having to do all that configuration that no one really loves or enjoys. But that's, I guess, up to people and stuff. So one more thing. Let's talk about Minecraft, guys. So who's played Minecraft here? Okay. Who likes Minecraft? So when did you guys play? Like, did anyone play at the start, or has it been a more recent thing, or YouTube videos? Last week. So I don't know if anyone here played when Minecraft was first released. So did you set up a server? Okay.
Alpha before servers.
Okay, damn. Okay. So when I was at school and Minecraft became released, I was like, this looks awesome. But with the whole setup of the server thing, I was 14, and it wasn't really when I was oh no, screw this, I'm done. I don't want to set this up and everything. But Minecraft is still one of the highest grossing games today. Just because something is configurable, has configurations, doesn't mean it's not great or anything. It's just up to preference. So now, chess and stuff. So did anyone else find a solution to this at all? Anyone? Yeah?
What he said?
94. Yeah. So it's 94. Check. Black has to capture. And then after that, checkmate. But why? So some people consider Minecraft to be the greatest game of all time. I've played chess since I was 4 or 5 years old. I love chess. And what I love about chess isn't so much the fact that I can beat my brother every time we play. It's more the fact that the moment we play a game, it's immediately 100% problem solving. And because with Aurelia, there's so little to configure, we can spend our time doing the things we actually really enjoy. I can't speak for everyone here, but what I love about writing code is writing code. Like, I love solving problems and everything, and I like writing meaningful code. And trying to figure out why your DI isn't working for 3 days isn't fun. And that's why I like Aurelia. Like, yes, thanks guys.